On today's episode of Obscure Art Supplies Jenna Forgot She Owns. Hello, and welcome back to Jenna Gets Creative. Today I'm tackling the October 2020 ink-themed sketchbox, and I'm going for a blend of the basic and premium tier boxes, so I'll go through all the different items in both boxes. This is a no-box art box video, of course. If you're not familiar with the no-box art box challenge, it's a simple little challenge I introduced to YouTube in 2018. Step 1, pick any art or craft subscription box out there, pick a month that has already shipped, and look up the contents. Step 2, match the supplies in the box as close as possible using supplies you already own. Exact matches are fine as long as you're not replicating a box you actually got, and that particular box is the only reason you have that item. If that's the case, match with the next closest thing in your collection. Step 3. Make art using only the items you matched, and if the original box had a challenge prompt or theme, try to stick to it. Only add missing essentials such as paper or a pencil. If you do this challenge and to share it anywhere on social media, be sure to use the hashtag NoBoxArtbox, all one word, so I can see it. If you make a YouTube video, I do curate a master playlist for the challenge, and I would love to add your video. Feel free to drop links to your post or video in the comments on any of my NoBoxArtbox videos if you want to make sure I'll see it. As usual, when I do art box videos, I'm going to talk about what was in the box first, and I'll be putting unboxing clips back up on the screen as I get to the items I'm using. I'll mention the MSRP in US dollars, as that's what would be on the menu card for a sketchbox, but I'll have it in Canadian dollars and Great British pounds as well in the description down below. I'll also have prices in the wild, and all the box total versus subscription cost calculations for your consideration. The October 2020 sketchbox, which shipped this month in September, is ink-themed for obvious reasons. Both tiers received a custom Sumi ink stick by Kuretake Zig and an inkstone with a well to use it on, a Princeton No. 2 bamboo calligraphy brush, additional ink pens, and a block of cold press watercolor paper. The premium box got more additional pens and also got a small pot of speedball acrylic ink in scarlet. I happen to have an ink stick calligraphy set laying around that I really don't use, so I'll be using that. I believe my set is Chinese, but it would be the same sort of ink. I suspect the shade of acrylic ink selected for the premium box was chosen because these traditional calligraphy ink sets tend to come with a pot of vermilion, like the one I'm showing on screen now. Yes, by the way, my set does have the correct type of brush in small enough size to match, but no, I won't be using them. I have a better bamboo brush, and the ones in my set are short plastic handles. The ink stick is a Kuretake Zig Sumi ink, custom made for Sketchbox, so I've estimated the MSRP based on Dick Blick listings for the same thing by Yasumoto, which is $6.85 US. Sumi ink is a dust-based ink from the carbon byproduct of burning oil, and it's the traditional form of ink used in Japan and the surrounding area. These days you're much more likely to find it sold in liquid form, notably by Kuretake Zig, and Sketchbox sent 2 different varieties of that Kuretake Zig liquid Sumi ink in their October boxes for the previous 2 years. In its place, I'm using a black ink stick from my unbranded calligraphy set. The inkstone in both boxes is also by Kuretake Zig, and it's the model that comes with a collection well. This is specifically listed as Bokuchi Suzuri, and I know Suzuri is the word for the inkstone, so Bokuchi must be the style. Again, I could only find prices on the Yasumoto brand equivalent. MSRP is $14.90 US. I'm using the inkstone from my calligraphy set, and since mine doesn't have a well, I'll be using the little ceramic well provided while we swatch. And then once we're painting, and I want to mix a little more than that, I'm going to pull out my dollar store ramekins. Both boxes also received a No. 2 size bamboo handle calligraphy brush from Princeton. Once again, I couldn't find the correct brand anywhere, which is surprising considering this is Princeton, so I'm again pricing based on Yasumoto. MSRP is $4.43 US. I'm using a much larger, probably size 6 squirrel hair bamboo brush from my university days. I have no idea what brand this brush is. I got it from my bookstore on campus in 2007. The premium box customers got a bonus ink product in the form of a half-ounce pot of speedball acrylic calligraphy ink in the shade Scarlet Red. MSRP is $4.99 US. I happen to have a 1-ounce Daily Rani acrylic ink in Flame Red, so that's what I'll be using. Both boxes sent ink pens, but the selection is different. Basic got all the same types, so I'll mention that first. Basic customers got a variety 4-pack of Speedball Elegant Writer Chisel Nib Calligraphy pens. MSRP on a 4-set is $9.30 US. Premium got a pair of Faber-Castell Pitt pens, a Higgins marker, and an Edding chalk marker, and I have attempted to replicate that selection. Faber-Castell Pitt artist pens have an MSRP of $3.70 each for a total of $7.40 US for the pair, and we got a medium nib and the brush. I have these, so I'm using these. The Higgins brush marker is their standard Blackmagic India ink pump marker, but in a brush nib with a pump button on the back end like Posca's brush markers. MSRP is $10.82 US. I don't have one of those, so I'm using my Pentel color brush pen in black. The Edding 4095 marker is a soft chalk marker, and the premium box customers got one in white. MSRP is $10.10 US. I don't have chalk markers at all, so I'm using a white acrylic marker from Pilot Pintor in a fine nib. Now we're down to the paper. Premium customers got a 10-sheet 4x9 block of Hanamilie Sumi E 300 GSM cold press paper, and I've estimated the MSRP based on a larger format sold at Jackson's in the UK. My estimate is £6 or $7.71 US. Basic customers got a 4x6 15-sheet block of Fluid 100 300 GSM cold press watercolor paper, and I happen to have a 5x8 block of Fluid 100 watercolor paper, so that's what I'm going to use. MSRP on the 4x6 size in cold press is $7.76 US. Note that mine is hot press, so it doesn't have the same texture. For my painting, I decided to wing it with a lake scene featuring a torii gate. I enjoyed this one. I wish I had used a smaller brush, and I wish I had started earlier in the evening because waiting for the layers to dry took ridiculously long. You're going to see this video later in the day yet again because now it's 2 a.m. as I'm recording this voiceover, and I have blog posts to finish that need to be live in the morning, so I'm not editing before bed. And that's my cats being noisy throughout the video. What do you think of this box? Would the real thing have been worth it for you? Have you ever worked with ink sticks before? Let me know in the comments down below. If you're looking for more to watch, I've got some suggestions up on the left side of the screen now, or if you'd like to check out my book channel, The Westfell Archives, click on my face on the right. I upload art content here twice a week at minimum, every Tuesday and Thursday, and if you like living life creatively, whatever that means to you, I'd love to have you along for the ride. Bye guys!